A long time ago, when I was what is now a PSW in a nursing home, I witnessed death for the first time. I wasn't expecting it. I had just been asked to sit with him. But when the gentleman stopped breathing, I went for the nurse. When she confirmed that he had died, I asked her why he hadn't warned me that this was going to happen so soon. She simply smiled gently, closed his eyelids, and said, "I didn't know exactly." She patted his shoulder lovingly and asked me to stay for a few minutes more until it was time for the next steps to be taken. Though rather shaken, I had there a sense of a holy peace, a powerful presence. Where there had been breath, there was now stillness. But I knew I was in the midst of something momentous and profound. Since then, I have sat beside bodies much younger, from deaths less expected, in more disbelief and more struggle than peace, but no less in awe of that profound boundary and its holiness, no less in awe of the precious gift of life. For me, standing at that threshold is like being part of a puzzle, and one of the pieces is God, but that piece isn't the same shape or color all the time. It's one puzzle you can't shellac and put on the wall. You can only be there and be shaken and be in utter awe. Peter and James and John went on a hike with Jesus. And at the top of a mountain, something really unusual happened. They shared an experience, a vision that blew their minds. Jesus went all sparkly and seemed to be joined by Moses and Elijah. It was awesome, and it was scary, and they had never experienced anything like this. They tried to figure it out, and they tried to normalize it, because normal would be better. So Peter, God love him, tried to be hospitable in the only way that he could. He offered to make little shelters for sparkly Jesus and the two very important spirits, Moses representing the law and Elijah the prophets. Making shelters is something that you do on the Feast of Sukkot, the harvest festival of Thanksgiving. So Peter takes this otherworldly spiritual experience and tries to make it make sense. Tries to fit it into the framework of religious tradition, as if that would tame the awe just a little bit. Kind of like if right now the door opened and the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared. And we asked her if she would like a reserved parking space, and did she take cream in her coffee? Or, better yet, take a picture and ask if she minded if we posted it on Facebook. Hospitable, yes, but people, the BVM, this moment would call for being astounded, awed, and a wee bit horrified. And so it was for the three disciples. So finally, God tries something else. God causes a dark cloud to come upon Peter and his friends and says to them, "This is my son, the beloved. Listen to him." And then it was over. It's hard to stand in the mystery of God and God's love. We've come to think that we should know what everything means, and that God should be explainable and manageable, and there should be a reason for everything, and a master plan should be available for viewing, at least by appointment. But it isn't so. And we do these things like baptism and communion, and we talk about understanding them. But we don't. Not completely. A little bit of awe is in order. A little bit of mystery, a little bit of just standing before God. Sometimes life with God blows your socks off. Graham has been baptized into Christ. He has been surrendered to the great waters of creation and redemption, and has been reminded that within him burns the unquenchable fire of divine love. That's huge. The Spirit is on the loose. We should all be wearing armor. The water is contained in a font, and the fire is contained in a candle. But Graham Loken, and I know he can hear me downstairs, Graham Loken, you are welcomed into the community that on a regular basis experiences the wild wonder of God. Graham Loken, may you also do so. You may not get Moses and Elijah and a sparkly Jesus on a mountaintop, but you will get to witness the flight of an eagle and the grace of a heron, and so may you gape in awe. And when a storm rolls in across the lake, may you tremble at its force. May you fall on the knees of your heart when the love of another person compels you, like the love that your parents share. May you not try to explain everything, joy or pain. May you learn to stand with God in laughter and in tears. May you learn to stand with God whole or broken, especially when things are not clear. May you trust that you are not alone, and morning will come. Graham Loken, may you rejoice in the presence of God wherever you may discover it. And may you find peace in the presence of God too. And when God seems absent and foolish, may you hold steadfastly to the hand of a friend who assures you otherwise, until you catch a glimpse once again. May you find in us the people who seek to embrace the mystery. May you find in us a people who have taken to heart the words given to Peter on the mountain, "This is my son, my beloved. Listen to him." May you find us always listening to Jesus and walking with the undefinable, surprising grace that is love. Amen.